Now, some of you may be saying, the right information, what's that? Well, here's a bit of advice. Start early and go with just the facts. How early? The American Academy of Pediatrics suggests that before children even go to school, they have some basic information about the birds and the bees. They should know the proper names of body parts and the functions of each, and the physical differences between boys and girls. By the time children are approaching puberty, around 9 or 10 years old, they should know the basics of sexual organs, their names and functions, the purpose and meaning of puberty, the function of the menstrual cycle, what sexual intercourse is, and how women become pregnant. With teenagers, the discussion should be more specific and focus on the emotional and social aspects of sex and your values. The better parents and caregivers communicate their own morals and values to their children, the more likely it is the children will adopt those values. But don't underestimate the power of peer pressure.
Our children make a lot of decisions on their own, but they make an awful lot of decisions based on the peer group. So if the peer group's wearing a certain style, whether that style is exposed navels or pierced ears, it's going to be very hard for young people not to follow that peer group.
Children tend to identify with peer groups that reflect their own values, morals, ethics, and lifestyles. But there is a way to help protect your children from the negative influences of their peers.
The best inoculation for combating peer pressure is having a child with high self-esteem. Low self-esteem makes kids have bad choices.
Okay, wrap topic today.
The children in this room made bad choices. They are in an adolescent drug treatment program called Kids Helping Kids in Cincinnati, Ohio. We are intentionally blurring this video so they will not be identified. We talk to kids here as young as 13 years old, kids who have not only tried drugs, but are considered chemically dependent. The kids raise their hands to show they are listening to the group leader. Most of the counselors here used to be drug addicts themselves. One of them said a desire to make friends at a new high school is what got him started.
I was extremely lonely, too, afraid to talk to anybody, so it was real scary. And I just gravitated towards the people that were like me. I think everybody that uses to an extent has some form of self-esteem problems, and that's how I was.
Kids Helping Kids uses peer pressure to help their young clients get off drugs. The children here have group sessions, physical activity, and emotional support of their peer counselors to build their sense of security and self-esteem. Counselors say many of the kids here have never felt as good about themselves as other children do, and that damaged self-worth may have started because of a learning disorder or some other problem at home or in school.
From the time they started school, they felt like they were different and they weren't as bright. They had trouble in school. That can interfere with their relationship with their teachers, their classmates, and their parents. Kids who have this low sense of self-worth or sense of shame are very, very high risk to drugs and drug abuse, because in almost every situation out there where you have kids, you have the availability of drugs.
Kids Helping Kids has a very high success rate. More than 7 out of 10 children who complete the program go on to live productive, sober lives. Ms. Walker has some advice for parents who want to keep their children away from risky behavior.
Be clear with your child about what is okay and what is not okay. Let them know that it is not okay for them to use drugs. Let them know that you're going to be watching, that it's your job as a parent to make sure that they grow up to be happy, healthy, productive adults.